Hey everybody, DJ Fedora back at you with another video. I'm trying something different here today. This is a commentary video. Now, this is F1 2020, and it's race week. We're into the last 3 weeks of the current season, and I wanted to try something special. Now, I have F1 2020 here, and it's the Schumacher Deluxe Edition. But as such, I haven't had any real time to play with the Schumacher cars that are in this game, so I thought, why not make a video on it and compare the 5 different Schumacher cars that are available in F1 2020. So, we start out with this, the 1991 Jordan 191. The Jordan 191 debuted in 1991, designed by Gary Anderson during the Jordan team's debut season. Throughout the season they had 5 different drivers. The original lineup was Bertrand Gachot and Andrea de Cesaris. However, by the time the Belgian Grand Prix rolled around, Bertrand Gachot found himself in legal trouble and as such couldn't compete. So, Eddie Jordan was forced to look around for a pay driver to fill the seat. What he ended up with was a man who would go on to become, for a while, statistically, the greatest of all time, Michael Schumacher. He legendarily qualified in his first race at Spa-Francorchamps in 7th position, which was their best qualifying result of the year. Their best finish of the year was 4th twice with Andrea de Cesaris. Jordan team finished 5th in their debut season in the Constructors' Championship with this car. And around this lap of Bahrain, the Jordan 1B191 records a lap time of 1 minute 42.667. So now we move on from 1991 to 1994. The Benetton B194. Now, this is the first car that propelled Michael Schumacher to his first of 7 World Championships. The car had a Ford Zetec-R V8 engine, produced by Cosworth, but funded and badged as a Ford. This was the first time Benetton featured Mild 7 sponsorship, replacing Camel as their main sponsorship. The car was light, and it was nimble, and it handled well, and was most competitive in the hands of Michael Schumacher. Designed by the legendary Ross Brawn, the car went on to record 8 victories. Michael Schumacher won his first World Championship that year, despite being disqualified twice throughout the season and banned from 2 races during the season. He won the championship by 1 point from his rival Damon Hill. Schumacher's efforts did the brunt of the work point scoring wise for the team, and as such, they just missed out on the Constructors' Championship to Williams. Schumacher had 3 teammates that season. JJ later was signed as his main teammate, but he had a neck injury prior to the season, so then he was replaced for several races by Jos Verstappen. But towards the end of the season, he had a new teammate who would continue into 1995, being Johnny Herbert. And the B194 recorded a lap time of 1:39.957, so we were already 3 seconds up on the Jordan. We go from 1994 to 1995. The Benetton B195. While Michael Schumacher won the championship in 1994 by the skin of his teeth in controversial circumstances, this car, Michael Schumacher won his 2nd championship in a row, therefore becoming the youngest ever double world champion at the point. And while this car wasn't the best compared to the Williams, let me explain when I say that the Williams team had 12 pole positions throughout the 17 race calendar that year. Schumacher's brilliant racecraft and Ross Brawn's superior strategy helped Michael Schumacher win the championship with relative ease. And, unlike 1994, this car had a Renault V10 that produced anywhere from 675 to 750 brake horsepower. Schumacher propelled himself to 9 race wins that season, The team took 11 wins overall, with Johnny Herbert taking victory in the British Grand Prix and the Italian Grand Prix, and Benetton won their one and only Constructors' Championship. Now, I will say this, when I was driving this car compared to the B194, I must admit the B194 felt a lot easier to drive around the track and a lot more pleasurable. And while I did ultimately set a faster lap time in this car, it took a lot of effort. In this car, I set a lap time of a 1:39.665. Now I fast forward 5 years and on to the Ferrari F1 2000. After 5 years of joining the Scuderia Ferrari team, this was the year that everything fell into place for Michael Schumacher. This is the car that propelled him to his third World Championship and the first of 5 consecutive World Championships in a period of unimaginable success for the Scuderia. This car produced 805 brake horsepower, and throughout the 17 race series it took 10 wins, 9 in the hands of Schumacher and 1 in the hand of his new teammate Rubens Barrichello. It took 10 pole positions and 5 fastest laps throughout the season as well. It helped Ferrari to their second consecutive Constructors' Championship, and in the hands of Schumacher, it helped Ferrari to their first Drivers' Championship since Jody Scheckter in 1979. Of all the seasons that Schumacher competed in Ferrari, of all the championships he won, for my money, the 2000 season was his best ever in Formula One. This car for me is probably the most beautiful of them all in terms of the Ferrari cars that Schumacher drove. Just something about it just makes my heart sing. And this car recorded a lap time of 1:35.591, so we're over 4 seconds quicker than the Benetton. And last and not least, we end with the Ferrari F2004. Quite simply, the most successful car in the history of Scuderia Ferrari. Now, this car propelled Michael Schumacher to his 5th straight Formula One World Championship, his 7th overall and his last. It was also the Ferrari team's 6th consecutive Constructors' Championship, to add to the one they won in 1999 prior to Schumacher's overwhelming dominance. In the 20 races it contested, this car won 15 of them, 13 in the hands of Schumacher and 2 in the hands of Barrichello. It took 30 podiums, 12 pole positions and 14 fastest laps. It had 865 to 950 brake horsepower. Such was the impact of this car that at 4 circuits the lap record still remains. 3 of them which are still in use in F1: Albert Park, Monza and Shanghai. And with that, a 1:31.795, we end the video. Thank you ever so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little walk through Michael Schumacher's Formula One history, and I hope to do another one of these ones again. See you in the next video. Bye bye!